Trump was he's got his criminal case, which starts in 11 days, April 15th, for criminal fraud. Now, this is, everybody's calling it the hush money case. This is actually for election interference. This is for the first time he did it back in 2020, or in 2016, sorry. The first election interference, because what happened was is he paid off Stormy Daniels, right, to kill that story, which you can pay off somebody to be quiet, but the way he did it was very illegal and very, very hush kind of thing. And he paid off, what was it, Karen McDougal, who was the playmate, the Playboy mate that he had a brief affair with, because just to kill those stories and keep them out. Now, think about it this way, ladies and gentlemen. The big story that killed Hillary Clinton in the end was the whole email thing with the FBI director at the time. I forget his name, is the real tall guy. And he released that thing, and that kind of shot her in the foot, right? As an October surprise. Well, while that was going on, Trump was able to bribe these women and cover up, and bribe the National Enquirer and some other stuff to cover up the stories. So by doing that, he influenced the election unlawfully. And that's what this case is really about in New York. But he's committing fraud by doing that. Because the way he did it was fraudulent as well. So, kind of a big case. He's looking at, I said, got like 30-something felony counts. The last I heard, it was something like anywhere between 10 plus years in prison would be the maximum he could get. So this is, I mean...
Man, that's just like a recipe for him, like, dying in a cell, man.
Well, yeah, and then he tried to push to delay it, and the judge basically told him to fuck off. And then he posted some shit about the judge's daughter. She's a Democrat, and I think she's done things for Kamala Harris' campaign before. She doesn't know them, but she's done like campaign for them before, kind of thing. And so Trump posted a bunch of shit about that, like it's connected to the judge in some way. Just because his daughter's a Democrat doesn't mean anything, right? But by doing that, he also doxed who the daughter was, what she looked like, and where she worked. So now she's getting threats from his supporters, which is what his intention was. Well, Alvin Bragg, who's the district attorney, basically said to the judge, you need to put a gag order on him, right, on top of the one he'd already had. He already had a gag order, because now if you're a potential juror and Trump's threatening the judge's family, his children, right? Well, if you're a potential juror, that's going to scare you to go, well, fuck him, what if he threatens my family like this? And starts posting shit about my family so his followers can come threaten us and attack us. Right? So it could cool off.
Right, nobody wants that.
Right. So the judge is going to make a big statement about, yeah, I'll make sure you're protected if you're going to be a juror, because that's the judge's job. Right?
Right.
So the judge came back and said, no, you can't do any of this. I'm expanding the gag order. You can't talk about the families, blah, blah, blah. You can talk shit about the DA all you want. You can talk shit about me all you want. You can't talk about our families. You can't talk about the jurors. And he's even, typically in a criminal trial, you'll get the names of the jurors, right? But now he's talking about, hey, if this kind of shit continues, we're not even going to give you the names of the jurors. And furthermore, the other thing I thought was really crazy, not crazy, I mean, it's par for the course, but the fact that a judge finally stood up and did this, Mershon, who's the judge, said, you do this shit again, and pretrial detention is on the table, which means he would jail Trump through the length of the trial just to protect the jury and the court. How would you like to be the Secret Service agent on that duty? Gonna sit in the jail? Trump?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm laughing not because I really, want the Secret Service person to have to go through this, but I'm sort of laughing at the irony of, like, you think you've climbed the ranks enough to, like, not be the guy sitting and guarding a friggin' jail, and this has all gotten so crazy that suddenly you're the Secret Service guy who's the guy guarding a jail cell.
Well, just to clarify, I because I'm an ex-cop, I actually almost applied to the Secret Service, but I didn't. And the reason is because they paid like back then it was like $35,000 a year, and the police department I went with was paying like 60 to start. So Secret Service agents get paid nothing. Them and the U.S. Marshals get paid way underpaid. But yeah, so Trump was all pissed about all this stuff. But I'm gonna go to this clip real quick.
It sounds like it's got more clout.
Oh yeah, it sounds better, but it's not. It's a lot.
It sounds better with a worse paycheck. Go figure, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those jobs you do it for a few years and then you bail out and you basically become a bodyguard for celebrities, and then you make a lot of money. Like Britney Spears, I think her longtime guy was ex-Secret Service, and he went from making whatever $45,000 a year to like make like $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000 a year running her security. But yeah, anyway, so that was side rant. Anyway, so this is Trump bitching about the gag order getting expanded, and all that, and
Oh no, I can't talk about other people's families. Come
right.
on, get over it.
Well, the potential that they might jail his ass if he keeps doing it, which he's still doing. He has done it again, so we'll see what the judge does. But we're gonna go to this real quick. This rant
is breaking overnight. Donald Trump has attacked the judge in his criminal hush money case, Juan Merchan, once again, calling for him to be, quote, sanctioned and recused. Comes after a week of withering attacks from the ex-president, targeting both Judge Merchan and his daughter, a private citizen. This week, we'll likely learn whether the judge will expand his partial gag order against Trump after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg asked Merchan to clarify whether the gag order applies to family members. Let's start this hour with MSNBC political analyst.
So I'll just skip to the end. The judge did. He said, yeah, it does. It was a pretty obvious answer, right? Kind of a stupid question, though. I mean, well, you can't threaten the jurors, but you can threaten their families. That's what Trump's lawyers were arguing. Yeah, we get it, Your Honor. He can't threaten the court or the jurors, but we think it's totally in bounds for him to threaten their families. That was basically their argument.
Yeah, like, how on God's green earth do you actually defend that? Like, that just sounds crazy.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Your Honor. I mean, that happened all the time in medieval times. I mean, you guys ever read Shogun? Well, I've seen the miniseries on TV now. Yeah, they used to kidnap each other's families all the time.
You saw Game of Thrones, right?
Right. They used to do it all
Game
the
of
time.
Thrones?
Yeah, just total medieval shit. Yeah, we used to do it all the time. It's all on board. Fucking crazy. So that's what's going on. But he did. He's violated it, and then he violated it again after the judge upped the order. So now it's going to be like, do they jail him? Do they fine him? They'll probably fine him for a while and then see what happens. But God, wouldn't that be great if the judge was just like, I'm tired of this shit. Pre-trial detention. You can sit in jail. Then we wouldn't have to hear anything about it.
Something's gotta shut him up.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it be nice to do like a week where we didn't have to report some stupid shit he was doing? To get a fucking break, man.
That'd be great. We could look at what else is happening in the world.
Yep. Well, speaking of what else is happening.